So Donald Trump's YouTube account was just unsuspended, and obviously everyone on Twitter is having a complete meltdown. Everyone that still has TDS for some reason, even after all the stuff that we just saw come out about January 6th and everything that we've learned about the president that came after Donald Trump, which should give you a lot worse derangement syndrome because of how he's running the country into the ground, driving inflation up, giving every single penny that we have to Ukraine, and all the other crazy things that he's been doing, all the other things that's completely ruining everything about our day-to-day life. But people still have TDS, and it's absolutely insane to me. But this is another big W for Donald Trump after everything that just came out. Like I said, that Tucker Carlson and Fox News released about January 6th. Donald Trump is now no longer restricted on YouTube. And I think this is a big step in the right direction for YouTube. Maybe it has something to do with Susan stepping down as CEO, and maybe the new guy coming in is maybe making some good changes. You know, a lot of people said that he was going to be a lot worse than Susan, and they had a lot of good reasons to think so, because he did have a lot to do with people like Steven Crowder and others similar to Steven Crowder being banned, being demonetized, and things like that. I'm pretty sure he was like the ringleader for that whole situation, but that's a story for another time. Here is a tweet from YouTube Insider stating, starting today, the Donald J. Trump channel is no longer restricted and can upload new content. We carefully evaluated the continued risk of real-world violence while balancing the chance for voters to hear equally from major national candidates in the run-up to an election. This channel will continue to be subject to our policies just like any other channel on YouTube. And of course, the meltdown ensues after Donald Trump is unbanned from YouTube. And I think this is a big deal. Not just because Donald Trump can now post on YouTube, because I don't even know if he will end up posting on YouTube. He has his own Truth social media, so I don't even know if he will post on YouTube at all. I think it would be smart for him to do it, but you know, he has Truth Social, so I don't know if he will want to give any other social media platform the oxygen whenever he could just post on his own. We'll see. But I think this is a big deal, not because Donald Trump can post on his own YouTube channel, but because he can also now appear on other YouTube channels, because we saw every single time he tried to make an appearance on someone else's YouTube channel who had a bigger platform, like the Nelk Boys, for example. I remember watching that interview whenever it first came out, and inside of that interview, Donald Trump said this video is going to be taken down within like 2 days or something like that. And it was taken down very shortly after. I think it was a couple of days after the thing was uploaded. And I think as soon as someone high up at YouTube saw that it was on there, saw that Donald Trump was giving an interview, and also that it was being well received by the fans, by the viewers of YouTube, they said, no, we can't let this happen. We have to take this down. And they never even gave the Nelk Boys a reasoning behind it. They just straight up took down the YouTube video because it had Donald Trump featured in it. Here is the article for that. It says Trump compares YouTube removing his election lies to Russian authoritarianism. Our country is going to hell. The former president wrote of the streaming platform removing his interview with the Nelk Boys. So they just removed his interview and never really gave a reasoning why. And Donald Trump knew that it was going to come, because that wasn't the first time and it wasn't the last time that Donald Trump would be censored off a social media platform for simply existing, for not really doing anything wrong in particular, but just simply being on the platform, you know, and people not liking him. And people are saying, as always, YouTube values money more than anything, literally more than the democracy that allows it to exist. You're so stupid. If they only cared about money, this is like one of the first moves that I've seen YouTube make that wasn't simply about money. Because if they wanted just money, they would leave Donald Trump banned. Because advertisers don't want to advertise on Donald Trump videos. They just don't. They don't want to advertise on videos with Donald Trump in it, and they don't want to advertise on the Donald Trump YouTube channel. At least right now. I think the narrative is kind of shifting a little bit more towards favoring Donald Trump. But at least for right now, they don't want to do that because it's not, you know, it's not socially acceptable to do that. So if YouTube wanted to just make money, continue making profits, they wouldn't unban Donald Trump. They wouldn't cause this whole meltdown. They would just leave him banned and avoid the situation entirely. But as the narrative shifts, maybe they see that they did something wrong by banning Donald Trump. Maybe they see that, you know, in the future, more things are going to come out that point towards Donald Trump not really doing anything wrong when it comes to January 6th, because we just saw, like I said, all that information come out with the new Tucker Carlson segment. So YouTube just co-signed as an enabler for Insurrection 2.0. This person just says, LOL. I mean, it's crazy how these people aren't being ratioed. It's crazy how 68 likes to 2 replies. Are people just bored? Like, are they just tired of trying to combat these people? Because I see people, you know, with the whole Disney and Little Mermaid trailer thing getting ratioed and everyone calling them racist for disliking the trailer. I see a lot of people replying and saying, you know, where was the racist for Creed 3? Why didn't all those people ratio the Creed 3 trailer? And I'm just like, dude, y'all are still trying to convince these people who are totally not rational whatsoever. And they don't care about being rational either. They don't care about logic. They don't care about fact. Like, why are we still trying to argue with these people? Is that how everyone's thinking now? Because that's how I'm thinking, dude. Whenever these people are in the comments saying, yeah, so YouTube is now an enabler for Insurrection 2.0. Whenever people are saying stuff like that, I'm like, I'm not even going to reply. Like, what's the point in trying to convince these lunatics of something about like logic and fact? Like, what's the point in trying to reason with them and say, actually, there wasn't an insurrection and there's not going to be a 2.0. And if there was a 2.0, it wouldn't be caused by YouTube unbanning Donald Trump. Like, what's the point in even trying to explain to them that, dude? They don't care. They're not open to changing their mind whatsoever. They're not open to hearing any facts, any logic, any reason. They just have their narrative. They have their sports team that they're always going to represent, no matter how wrong they are, no matter how bad their sports team is, which is the left. No matter how bad it is, no matter how wrong it is, they're going to support them no matter what. And they're going to spread these false narratives no matter what. And it's glorious to see that the other side is winning. I don't really care about the other side winning as much as I care about them losing. Because like I said, I'm not going to blindly follow one side just because it's my sports team, just because I happen to align with that line of thought a lot more, just because I identify with the right a lot more. I'm not going to blindly follow everything that they say. I disagree with a lot of things that the right says. I disagree with a lot of things that people in my comments say that claim to be like trad cons. You know, people get mad at me when I say that you shouldn't follow Fox News because it's establishment media, because it's propaganda network. Just like CNN and MSNBC are, Fox News is. And I don't think it's as bad. I don't think it's as much of a propaganda network as CNN and MSNBC are. But I still think it's bad. It's much better to watch people like Steven Crowder or even people like Alex Jones or other people who are alt media. Follow them. Don't follow Fox News. It's establishment media. They still have a narrative and they're not interested in telling the truth. They're only interested in pushing a certain narrative. The difference is you agree with their narrative and you don't agree with CNN and MSNBC. That's the only difference. That's why it's important for YouTube to unban people like Donald Trump, because it's setting a precedent where we can actually be more open and we can talk about things. We can disagree with the narrative that YouTube wants to push. We can disagree with the narrative that these weirdos right here, like Leslie Joyce, want to push. And we can still not be banned all the time. Obviously, we're still going to get banned. You know, a lot of people are still going to be banned. But it's very important that people like Donald Trump, and we get these small wins. And honestly, this isn't even a small win. This is a bigger win. It's important that we get these wins, like Donald Trump being unbanned from YouTube, because it lets us talk about things that in the past we weren't able to talk about. Even in the present that we're not able to talk about. We need to keep getting these wins. We need to keep exposing the truth like Tucker Carlson did with the January 6th stuff. And we need to keep these things in the news cycle. We can't let these things fall flat. We can't let all this information, this disinformation, misinformation when it comes to the jab. We can't let all this misinformation and disinformation about January 6th. We can't let that go. We have to keep pounding home what really is the truth, what Tucker Carlson revealed, and what we've been knowing is the truth. We can't let these things go by the wayside. We have to continue pounding it. We have to continue letting people know that they're wrong on this stuff. Even with these lunatics, you can let these people go. They're not ever going to be there. Their minds are never going to be changed. But when it comes to bigger platforms, when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to Twitter, when it comes to these people who are actually willing to change their minds, especially if money's taken out of their pocket, when it comes to these types of people, we have to keep letting them know. And hopefully we keep getting wins like Donald Trump being unbanned from YouTube. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about Donald Trump being unbanned. Let me know what you think about the meltdown that ensued afterwards. Let me know what you think about the entire situation.